Welcome folks, this is the second piece that I'll be doing for Patreon. Patreon highest tier, where they get the original artwork and all that jazz of random use characters. I'm going to be drawing characters that I either featured in the book, ones that have yet to be featured, and yeah, let's get cracking. So for this one, I'm going to be illustrating a character that has yet to officially appear in the book. Hopefully I can illustrate him in volume 2. We will see. I'm sure I can make room for him in the script. He is essentially, oh well, yeah, you can pretty much tell who he's supposed to be. Once I get the piece worked on. Unfortunately, there's elements, unfortunately or fortunately, at this point I'm not even sure, but there are elements of this character which you'll probably think, oh, that looks, if you read like manga, you might think, oh, he must have got it from that character. No, not really. You'll know. Well, I might as well say it now. If you read the One Piece, there's a character named Hottie. I think Hottie, that's his name. It's been a while since I've seen this character, so I'm forgetting. But he almost resembles him, unintentionally. So, my bad. But yeah, he's not. He's just, he's the mirror. Oh, crap. Yeah, he's the mirror version of Raimundo. The inverted mirror of Raimundo. So that's why it's pretty interesting. I'm going to be using a white pen for this one as well, so we'll see if it actually works out. I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna. I've got two different kinds of white pens here. I've got the Uniball Sino, I don't know how they say it. And I've got this one, which is the Jelly Roll, which is actually quite nice, but let's see how it goes. So normally I would ink this piece out, but due to the nature of the actual character, I will be coloring first. So I don't normally do things that way, but again, because of the character's nature, it's kind of just how I have to do it this way. I was gonna have music playing in the background, well, stand-up comedy going on in the background, but I feel that that would end up becoming too distracting for me. Like, I'd forget that I'm actually recording something, and it would just end up in like silent breaks. So I opted out of it this time. But I may try it next time. Again, like, I'm still in the experiment stages of how I'm going to do these videos, so please bear with me, and I thank you for your patience and support. Definitely your support. And I promise you, when there is things to show, I will be showing it. Just, there's so many other things going on right now that I'm almost wanting to put this Patreon on a pause, but there's that whole concern that if I do pause it, I'll never get back to what it was. So I figured I will just continuously pump out some stuff out while I get my work done. We'll see how that goes. So far it's okay. Hopefully. I don't really much feedback, fortunately, so to all the people who are supporting me, I would appreciate it. It'd be even more. I appreciate your support, don't get me wrong. But if you have any questions, any things that you'd like to actually see from me, I will, obviously try my best to do it. Okay, just just so I can actually, know that these videos are actually, and the things, the people are actually doing stuff. Because right now it feels like it's pretty silent. I just coughed, but I'm gonna edit that out. So this is really tricky working this. Because he's an inverted character. Every aspect that's supposed to be light should be dark. That includes highlights and such. So it's really tricky. And I don't know. I haven't looked. If this will actually come out any good. But if it does, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, damn, I lost my train of thought there for a second. If there's any characters you'd want to see in any of these, I guess, videos, let me know. Because feedback is important. I mean, like the last video of Bushitake, that was actual request of one of the patrons. So if the highest tier patrons, you can actually make requests of which characters you want the traditional art of. So, I mean, I asked, but mostly said whoever, so I'm just kind of going on with that. Darn it. This coughing is not good. I might need a swig of water. I'll get that in a second. So, get these done. Get at least the flesh fleshed out. Ho ho. So that's tricky, this whole working in inverted. Because I'm not exactly sure if the results are going to be any good, but it's like the most I can do is hope for, I don't even... like digitally, this guy will be much easier to do, but because I'm not working digitally, it's tricky. It's really tricky. You know what kind of sucks regarding like not being able to work on a project when you first come up with it? It's like the time that you spend not working on it. You can come up with some brilliant stuff, but the time that you spend not working on the actual thing, say for example Random Views Volume 2, I've wanted to do for a couple of years now, but because other jobs popped out, I had to balance that out, and because of that, all those ideas would have to be paused. Now, how they say no idea is original, or Essentially, it's just all a mashup of itself. There are certain things that I'm seeing online that I have seen as the years have gone, where I'm like, darn it, that's what I wanted to do in random views. But you know, at that point, it's like, yep, they did it first technically because they released theirs first, and it sucks. But you know, it's like, what are you gonna do about it at this point? What can you possibly do at this point? I mean, technically, you could still do it. Still release that aspect of it, and people might go, oh, you just, oh, that's awesome. I mean, did you get that from so and so? And it's like, well, no, I just had to sit on it, unfortunately, because, you know, it wasn't priority. I'd love for it to be priority, but I worked for that one day. Okay, so far this is looking okay. I'm quite liking it, so it's shaping up. And who knows, maybe he might appear in Volume 2. That'd be neat. That would be neat. I kind of wish I can talk about the things that I'm currently working on right now. I can't. Once I get confirmation that I'm allowed to, I promise you I will say. But it's pretty neat. Like, one of it is comic related. It's nothing like super major. It's still Udon stuff, so know that most of the jobs, well, nearly all the jobs actually, are from there. So it's Udon related, but it's still something that I can still be, you know, excited about. And I am. It's gonna be rad. It's gonna be rad. Okay, working in invert is pretty neat. As you can probably see, he is definitely inverted in colors. Like, it's not as dark, so I'm going to be grabbing like another blue. Okay, right now I'm using actual Copics, as you can see. But I'm going to switch back and forth between Copics and the Le Plumes that I used before. Hopefully this one's not too dark, actually. Let me grab the other blue. That's much better. Much nicer. No one's ever really had a rule about like mixing markers together. I've honestly never had an issue with mixing markers in the past, so surely though there have been people who are like, no, I tried to mix Copics and Prismas or whatever and the results weren't very good, but personally speaking, I have never had an issue, so which is good, because, you know, you'd hate to like start something and be like, oh crap, I kind of just ruined it. But no, none of that. So that's good. Now this is probably not going to look super great when I invert it. But technically speaking, it just has to look good. Like this. Which I think it does. Whoever's going to get this one is going to be pretty fortunate, because it'll be like the first traditional illustration of this. So it's pretty neat. I got 4 to do of these, so 2 is already done, which is neat. You know, more. I'll have more done later on in the month. Probably earlier than that actually, but we'll see. Again, deadlines, priorities and stuff. But yeah, that's the skin. I might need to do something about the inverted aspects here because it's really tricky. Okay, next is the lining. Yes. This character's so tricky. Because he's so weird. The fact that he's an inverted color, it's just bizarre. I'm gonna try and not use this jelly roll as often as I can, but it's using now. Wait, this one's not the jelly roll. This one is the. It's just Uniball Cyan or Signo. It's probably Cyan. You see how it's just white. All I'm doing is kind of separating aspects, cleaning up these gaps essentially. I mean, it's neat, it's cool. It sharpens off the edges without, being too disruptive, distracting. Got an email, so we'll look at that. Cool. Working inverted is so tricky and actually somewhat annoying right now because I forget. See, I need to fill that gap in. So I use white. Pretty neat actually. Now, the following is the section underneath. I need to get an aqua color, like just a nice aqua green, because there's certain colors that I'm still lacking in my Copics, and aqua green is definitely that one. So right now I'm just actually going to be mixing. I think you'll get the colors that I'm after, but just, using mixed colors rather than the actual colors. That works, that's fine. The next part is tricky because obviously what's light is light and what's dark is dark, so wish me luck in this following section. I'm going to be using warms. No, I'm going to be using cools. Alright, obviously. The lightest should be the lightest and the darkest should be the darkest, so... Wait, no. The dark should be light. What's darkest should be lightest, and what's lightest should be darkest. And because of that... This is tricky, cause I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. I've got music going on in one ear currently. I'm not sure if you can actually make it out through my speakers, my mic, but if you can, I apologize. Yeah. If you can't, awesome. But if you can, it's awesome music. For a second I was gonna click like control history then. I'm just so used to it. Alright. So, I will use C1 for the hair. So everything light should be darker. Tricky this. Because I don't know how it will look. That's why I think that's the tricky part of it, because I know theoretically how it can look, how the results could be, but everything is just trial and error at this point. I just hope for the best. That's all we have. That's all we got sometimes, you know. Just gotta hope for the best. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna take an inverted photo after this, just to see what it actually looks like and realize how off I was. But that should be fun. Yeah, definitely if I did this digitally, it would be so much easier, because I'd still just treat him. I'd treat it as if I'm working normally and then just invert it after the fact. Almost cheating, if anything, but is it really cheating if you're still doing all the work? Oh, it's just smarter, working smarter. Yeah, let's call it that. That's part done now for this shirt. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. What is that? Oh, darn it. I apologize for that noise. Well, let's see if I keep the noise in. I might edit it out. We'll see. Okay. For the background, let's just fill in. Sure. Well, no, before that, let's erase. Oh. I suck at these videos, man. There's no dialogue, it's just so... Like, how do you know there's people that do like those YouTube videos? Where they're just kind of talking into the screen? I have no idea how they do it. Like... They are talking to nobody, but then talking to, I guess, everybody at the same time? Like, it's essentially what, like an extension of public speaking, which I suck at, so why did I even offer this video thing as a tier? It just kind of doesn't even make any sense, to be honest. But in my head I was like, oh, well, it's content, you know? Okay, some people might want. I figured that if I'm gonna do these, like, traditional art pieces to mail out, I might as well record them, right? Then, you know, sometimes I'm like, editing the videos takes longer than the piece itself to make. So, that's pretty ridiculous. Like, should I focus on the video itself or on the piece that I'm working on? So weird. Ooh, one thing I've also noticed is that I rarely, like, in past videos, I've rarely, you know, flipped images and stuff like that, rotate images as I'm working on it. And honestly, I don't even know why. Maybe I just wanted it to be, maybe I was doing it that way so that it would look better on camera. So I was even conscious of the camera back then, without even fully. But like, being conscious of the camera is not exactly the same thing as you know, knowing what to say on the camera. And this is it? I don't know. Weird. Okay, so there's an outline of it. Let's continue the colors. I don't know what color this is. Like a horse. That'll do, that's fine. See, right now it looks like it's a glow. But when inverted, it'll be a different kind of glow. We'll see. I don't know how it's gonna come up, but we shall see when it's done. I don't even know what color it's gonna be inverted into. I'm actually making this during my break. This is considered a break for me. How crazy is that? A break from work is more, I guess, work. Pretty nuts, don't you think? At least to me it is. Okay, anyway, that is Daimunro. Daimunro. A mirror version of Raimundo. See what I did with the name there? If you don't get it, tough luck. Time to sign. And I need to fill this bush in. And I found my stamp. It was actually in my other bag yesterday, so time to stamp this baby. Nice. Yep, and that's it.